been with Prima now?
Just come up to a year.
All right, okay.
I joined I think it was the end of was it the end of November, end of October, maybe start of November last year. I came into it as well, not knowing anything about windows and doors, shall we say?
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was a separate part of construction.
Right.
It was more of I just applied for the job and then learned.
How did you hear about it though?
I was looking for jobs because I wasn't enjoying where I was at the time.
Right.
So I just applied like you do, and then obviously discovered Prima. Came up for the interview, and it was quite a relaxed first interview. It wasn't it wasn't a usual interview. No, it was more of a get to know each other kind of interview, and then see how it goes from there.
Probably spotted straight away that you got the right attitude, because it's all about attitude at the end of the day. Do you really want this? You know.
I think it helps that I'm quite outgoing. I'm happy to speak to people. So I think that was probably when I spoke to Adam before. He said that was a positive of me getting the job because I was straight out. I've managed to come in, ask the questions.
Because at the end of the day, people buy people, don't they? So the fact that you're able to communicate with people, exactly. I think that probably stood out for you, or stands out for you.
When I came in for like a trial day, it was like I had a couple of goes on doing some of the pricing grids, and it was like scary looking at a pricing grid for the first time because it's hundreds of numbers and you don't know what you're putting in. And I think it was that, I was happy to turn around, ask for help, which everyone at Prima is more than happy to help.
That's good.
So that makes it a much.
How have you found it though? Because so far you said you've been with Prima now for just over a year.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So how have you found it? Is it what you expect, and what's required of you?
To be honest, I didn't know what to expect, so I can't say it's something I expected. But I think what's required of you is obviously time management of your projects that you've got on the go. If something's going to be late, it's having that communication to speak to the contractors and let them know that it's going to be late or an extension may be needed. And I think as well, just that willingness to ask for help around you. Because, it's the sort of industry, everything's changing.
Yeah.
What's the same now won't be the same next year. So you're all learning constantly, so it's good to ask for help and get different points of view from different people.
Yeah.
For example, Rob and Adam, they've both been doing the same job, but they might do it slightly differently. So it's good to sort of learn a new way to do it.
Yeah. Okay, so if you talk me through your daily routine then, what's your role again?
Trainee estimator.
Trainee estimator,
yes.
Okay. So as a trainee estimator, if I get my words out right. So what's your day-to-day? So you get an inquiry come through, and then what next?
Inquiries will come through, which they'll come through to sales inquiries, where they'll then be looked over by Adam, where he will then decide whether that's something that we would do. So obviously, aluminium, PVC, steel, it's something we would do. If it's, for example, composite, it's not something we'd do, so we could offer an alternative or we would decline the job. If it's the job that we've approved, it will then be assigned to either myself or Rob.
Right.
Which then it's a case of look through the documents, obviously have a read through the spec, and break it down so that we can send out for the right elements. So some jobs may be mixed materials. So it'll be send off to our aluminium suppliers, send off to steel suppliers.
Okay. So what you do is basically collecting all of this pricing together and putting them to one portal, basically.
Yeah. So what we'll do is all the information we're sent, we will download that, put it into a file for that job. So create a folder for it.
Right.
And then we will send that information out, and then we will put a pricing grid together.
Right.
So that will be there where we indicate what material it is, the sizes, the quantities, what supply we've got it from. You put all your glass sizes in.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It cuts across the entire sector within construction. So when we talk about the groundwork is done, and then you talk about the superstructure, then you're looking at the fit out itself. All of those stages requires estimating. So you need to go out, get those pricing together.
Yeah, I mean, if we're not given enough information, sometimes we have to go out to site ourselves and get the information ourselves, i.e. measurements, material.
Yeah.
Because you can get jobs where you're just sent a picture and you can't get much from that. So it's the same as any other job, and I think you don't see it. It's background work in a way, isn't it? You don't see the process of the estimating. It's just you see the fitting and the final product.
Okay, so university or apprenticeship then? What would you say? What's your preference?
I would say apprenticeship.
Why is that?
Personally, for myself, because I learn better doing the job than I do listening about the job.
Yeah.
And I feel like, a university is a lot more, you're listening, it's more the theory side of it, which a lot of people do well with, but personally I'm learn on the job. So I feel if I'm doing the job itself, I'll learn a lot quicker than listening to what the job entails.
So in essence, what we're saying is that there's room for everyone, whether you learn on the job or you're that person that wants to go through books and spend your time at the library, just looking at textbooks and stuff. Yeah. So it's pretty much, there is a place for everyone.
Yeah.
If you're a woman changing career path, there is room for you.
Yeah, definitely.